Stayed with the French technique.
Yeah, that's right. You would just
keep doing that until it got smooth.
Yep.
And this is only when you're working with sticky doughs?
Yeah. I mean, I think it would work with any dough, but it especially makes sense with sticky dough, because if you were to try that regular kneading technique, you're just going to be wearing it. You know, so this guy was taking this class, the Principles and Practice class, and he showed us this technique, and I thought, wow, is this crazy? Like, how could this ever work? And his dough came together before anybody else in the class. So now we teach it. Because it worked. So there you are. You have all those little pieces. And then bring them back together again. And you just do that over and over. And we kind of...
Do you think it's because the oxygen is able to get... What is it?
I don't know. I don't think so. My theory is, and I'm totally made up theory, so don't hold me to it, is that I'm actually, yes, maybe there's some oxygenation happening, but I'm cutting those gluten strands, and then they're able to reform into a network.
How big is a gluten strand? Is a gluten strand an inch or 2 inches or
I don't know.
a micron?
That's a really good question.
You know, I mean, if you're
really
cutting and the gluten's only a centimeter or millimeter.
I think it's got to be longer than that. I mean, I don't know, but here's what I do know: that it's 2 proteins in the flour. You make them wet, and they combine into this stretchy, elastic substance. If we do a gluten wash on this dough, like if we were to develop the gluten in here and then wash all the starch away, you see this gray, elastic substance.
Is it like a spider web kind of thing? Or?
No, it's more like silly putty, you know? So it seems like the gluten must be longer somehow. But I honestly don't know the physical length. I'll see if I can find out, though, and let you guys know tomorrow. That's a great question. So this technique, we kind of incorporated into this, just because it's a little bit faster, more efficient to do it this way. So that's the second technique. And then the third technique, and I almost always do this for part of the time, is to take my hand, lift the dough from the side, come at it from the top and the bottom on one end, and then as I stand, it orients itself to the bench. I lay it down and fold it away.
You're going to like this one.
That's right. So look at my dough. You can really see its development when you do this. And so when I'm trying to assess whether or not a dough is done, I'll often turn to this, because this is going to show me, oh yeah, it is done. You know, I had no idea, but it's really ready.
That seems like the quickest method.
It is, but you need to get it to the point where you can lift it easily. It seems like the quickest, but only because I've done the other work up to this point. So again, this is not as violent as it looks. So, you know, I'm not doing that. It's much gentler, and I always say that because I've had a student in this class who wrote back and said that he had gotten 2 fewer sourdough English muffins out of his usual recipe, and he thought it was because of the wetter dough and all that. But then his wife came downstairs and said, "What's all over the wall?" Isn't that awful?
Wow.